Hello student, this is Sangeeta Mansukhani, video number 170. In this video, I will be explaining chapter number 7, P block elements. What is a P block elements? Elements belonging to the groups 13 to 18 of the periodic table are called P block elements. Okay, and definition is last electron going to the P shell. Okay, if going to the P shell, last shell is P. And last electron going to the P shell, so it is known as P block elements. Okay, and 13 to 15 we have to discuss in the 11th standard, and 16 to 18 discussed in the 12th standard. Okay, then after, the properties of the P block elements are greatly influenced by the atomic size, ionization enthalpy, electron gain enthalpy, and electronegativity. Okay, then absence of or presence of the d orbitals has significant effect on the properties of these elements. Okay, so we have to first discuss group number 16. Group number 16. See, oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, and polonium. See, this is a table. Oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, and polonium. And you learn by this way. All style say typo. Okay, all style say typo. Okay, that means only for rough method for learning. All style say typo. All oxygen, style, sulfur, S, selenium, Te, tellurium, and polonium. Okay, oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, and polonium. Atomic number of the oxygen 8, sulfur 16, selenium 34, tellurium 52, and polonium 84. Atomic mass is 16, sulfur 32, selenium 79, tellurium 128, and polonium 210. Okay, so please learn atomic number and atomic mass. According to the atomic number, we have to fill the electronic configuration. Okay, but after discuss electronic configuration, before I have to say basic way knowledge about group 16 elements. So group 16 element, oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, and polonium belongs to group 16 of the periodic table and are called chalcogens, and its name is derived from the Greek word cholkos. Okay, cholkos, meaning are formers, and they are all found in copper ores. Okay, where they are found in copper ores, and most copper minerals contain either oxygen or sulfur, and frequently other members of the group. Okay, all these elements except only polonium are non-metallic. Metallic, selenium and tellurium are some metallic character, so are called metalloids. Okay, and polonium has metallic character and it is radioactive. So all these elements are non-metallic. Selenium and tellurium metalloids, and polonium is metallic character and it is also radioactive element. So this is the main basic concept about group 16 elements. Then next is occurrence. Oxygen is most abundant first element of the P16 group of the element oxygen. Oxygen is the most abundant and it forms about 46.6% by mass of the earth crust, and it is a major constituent of the silicate minerals. As water, it comprises 89% by weight of the water and present in rivers, seas, and oceans, and it occurs ozone in the upper atmosphere. Clear? Oxygen occurs in the free from as O2 and makes 20.95% by the volume of the atmosphere. Then after oxygen, after sulfur. Sulfur is the 16th abundant element, and its percentage is 0.03 to 0.1%. Oxygen is 20.95%, and sulfur only 0.03 to 0.1% mass of the earth crust, and it occurs sulfide ores. Okay, it occurs in the combined form as a sulfide ores, like example galena, PbS, zinc blende, zinc sulfide, copper pyritase, CuFeS2, sulfate ores, and such as sulfate or calcium sulfate hydrate form gypsum, and Epsom salt magnesium sulfate hydrate group. Barite, barium sulfate. So these are the sulfide ores. Okay, sulfide ores and sulfate ores. So occurs in the combined form as a sulfide ores and sulfate ores. Then also present in the natural gas as a H2S, hydrogen sulfide gas, and in natural gas and crude oil, and as organosulfur compounds in oil, shales and coals. Okay, some organic materials like such as eggs, proteins, garlic, onion, mustard, hair, wool also contain sulfur. Okay, other elements such selenium, tellurium occur as metal selenides and tellurides in sulfide ores. And last is polonium. Polonium occurs in nature, okay, and decay product of the thorium and then uranium minerals. So these are occurrence of the p block elements. Then 16 group of the elements have atomic properties. First atomic properties is electronic configuration. So how group 16 16 minus 10. Okay, that is means 4. So outer shell electron is 4. Okay, so outermost shell of the group and electronic configuration is NH2NP4, and N is number of the shell. So electronic configuration is NH2NP4. So one by one we have to see electronic configuration. So oxygen atomic number 8. So first is 8. Okay, so first is helium and then 2s2 2p4. Clear? So helium 2s2 2p4 complete 16 atomic mass. So helium 10, then 4 and 6 16. Okay, then sulfur is 32. Okay, then neon 3s2 3p4, selenium 3d10 4s2 4p4, tellurium krypton 4d10 5s2 5p4, polonium xenon 4f14 5d10 6s2 6p4. Okay, so this is the electronic configuration of the group 16 elements. Then see atomic and ionic radius. Up to down we have to go. So atomic radius are increase. Okay, up to down. So you learn directly basic concept like up to down we have to go. Atomic radius increase. Okay, and is smaller than the radii of the group 15 element, but comparison 15 and then after 16. Okay, so decrease. Clear? Up to down we have to go, so increase, and 15 to 16, that is means we have to go periods way. Okay, so left to right we have to go, so its size is decrease. Clear? So size of the oxygen atom is exceptionally small in comparison with the other groups of the 16 group because absence of the d orbital. Okay, in another element d orbital are present, but oxygen absence of d orbital. Clear? Then next atomic property is ionization enthalpy. Same here, up to down we have to go. Up to down we have to go. So size increase. Size increase. So ionization enthalpy decrease. So inversely proportional. Clear? So increase size. So ionization enthalpy of the element of this group lower. Okay, and same group 15 in the corresponding periods, it's because group 15 have extra stable half filled p orbital electronic configuration, so its ionization enthalpy also lower. Okay, clear? Then next is electron gain enthalpy. Electron gain enthalpy of the oxygen is less negative comparison than sulfur. That is means up to down we have to go. Size increase. So its electron gain enthalpy also less negative. Okay. Reason inter-electronic repulsion. Okay. Are larger in O. Okay. Electronic inter-electronic repulsion maximum in the oxygen. So its gaining enthalpy less. Okay. So from sulfur onwards enthalpy again becomes less negative up to polonium. Okay. So up to down. Reason up to down we have to go. Size increase and inter-electron repulsion also larger. Okay, in the oxygen. So compact size of the oxygen atom increase. So its electron gain enthalpy of oxygen is less negative than sulfur. Then next is electronegativity. Electronegativity, oxygen has the highest electronegativity value after fluorine. Reason, because up to down we have to go. Up to down we have to go. So atomic number increase. Atomic number increase. So inversely proportional. Inversely proportional electronegativity. Okay. So size of the oxygen less, decrease, so electronegativity of the oxygen maximum, comparison then another. Okay, so this indicate that metallic character increases from oxygen to polonium. Okay, other reason is metallic character also increase. So simple way, size directly proportional metallic character and inversely proportional electronegativity. So you learn, this is only for concept, so easily you have to write. Then multiple bond formation. The tendency of these elements to form multiple bonds to the carbon and nitrogen decreases as we go down the group. Okay, so up to down we have to go. So its tendency to formation multiple bond, it is decrease. Then catenation. Group 16 only sulfur has a strong tendency of the catenation. Catenation, that is means formation of the bonding. Okay. So more than compound, other maximum compounds are formed, and oxygen show catenation behavior less comparison than sulfur. Reason, due its smaller size. So oxygen experience repulsion also between their lone pair of the electrons, so present on oxygen atoms. Bond pairs of the OO, so oxygen bond are weaker than sulfur to sulfur bonds. Okay. Then next is physical properties. Physical properties, group 16, first is physical state. So oxygen is a diatomic gas while other elements are octaatomic solid. Octaatomic solid, that is means 8 element are combined with the oxygen. Okay, so oxygen is diatomic gas, but while other elements are octaatomic solid. Next is metallic character. Metallic character, oxygen and sulfur are non-metals, and selenium and tellurium are metalloids, while polonium is short-lived radioactive metal and its half-life is about 13.8 days. Okay, oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium and polonium. So both sulfur, oxygen and sulfur non-metal, selenium and tellurium metalloids, and then polonium is radioactive element. Okay, clear? Then allotropy. All the elements of this group show allotropy. So allotropy of the oxygens are dioxygen and ozone, O2 and O3. Next one is melting and boiling point. Up to down we have to go. Increase melting and boiling point. Reason, atomic number increase. So that is means atomic number directly proportional melting point and boiling point. Okay, so polonium has lower melting point and boiling point. So up to tellurium, increase, but polonium has lower. Reason, okay, reason because it is a radioactive element, and oxygen is diatomic and sulfur is octaatomic. So there is a large difference in the melting and boiling point of the oxygen and then acid. Okay, so these are atomic structure. Okay, melting point and boiling point are different. The next topic is chemical properties. Chemical properties first discuss about oxidation state. Group 16 exhibit a number of the oxidation state. So stability -2 oxidation state. Okay, and decrease down the group. So polonium hardly show -2 oxidation state. And electronegativity of the oxygen very high, so show only negative oxidation state -2, except OF2, O2F2, because OF2 oxidation state +2 and O2F2 +1. In hydrogen peroxide, oxygen exit in -1 state. Then after sulfur, selenium, tellurium and polonium show +2, +4, +6 oxidation state. And +4 oxidation is shown with the oxygen and +6 state represent with fluorine. Then stability of the +6 oxidation state decrease down the group, and +4 oxidation state increase due to the inert pair effect. And bonding in +4 and +6 oxidation state primarily covalent. So only for 3 points you learn. One is -2 oxidation state, it is a common, and decrease down the group. Clear? Then after OF2 and O2F2, oxygen show only negative oxidation state -2, but only for oxygen with fluorine OF2 and O2F2, OF2 plus 2 and O2F2 plus 1. Clear? Then hydrogen peroxide oxygen exit in -1. Then remaining element is sulfur, selenium, tellurium and polonium represent +2, +4, +6. +4 with oxygen and +6 with fluorine. And stability of the +6 up to down we have to go decrease down the group. Okay, and stability +4 oxidation state increase due to the inner pair effect. And bonding in +4 and +6 oxidation state is primarily covalent. Okay, so this is the oxidation state concept. Okay, then anomalous properties of the oxygen. Anomalous properties, that is means different from the those properties which is different from the another elements. Okay, so see, first is small size oxygen, high charge density and non-availability of the d orbital. This is the main properties of the oxygen: small size, high charge density and non-availability of the d orbital. So this is the differ from the rest of the members. Then oxygen is a diatomic gas while all other members are solid. Oxygen is a gas while other elements are solid with 8-membered puckered ring structure. Then most of the compound of the oxygen are ionic and polar covalent. Reason due to the high electronegativity. Then next is oxygen exhibit -2 oxidation state and also exhibit +2 and minus, but other member does not show these oxidation state. Then due to the absence of the d orbital, so reason absence of the d orbital, so oxygen show a maximum covalency of 4 and it rarely exceed 2 while the other group members are show maximum covalency of the 6. So oxygen only for exceed 2, but while other groups represent maximum covalency of the 6. Then oxygen form p-pi multiple bond, while sulfur form d-pi bond, because in oxygen d orbital are absent, so only for represent p-pi multiple bond, but s orbital d orbital present, so d-pi bonds. Then only hydride of the oxygen H2O is non-poisonous and it is liquid, while other hydrides of the members are poisonous gas. Okay, hydride of the oxygen is non-poisonous, but remaining members have hydrides have poisonous gas. Then oxygen is paramagnetic while rest are not. Then due to small size, high electronegative, oxygen form hydrogen bond. H2O forms intermolecular hydrogen bonding, but hydrogen sulfide does not. Okay, so small size and high electronegativity, oxygen form hydrogen bonding, intermolecular hydrogen bonding, but hydrogen sulfide doesn't. Okay, so these are properties which are differ from the rest of the members. First compound discuss of the oxygen. So oxygen form first compound is dioxygen, O2. Okay, so in nature oxygen exit a diatomic gas O2 and it is called dioxygen. Okay, nature oxygen exit a diatomic gas, it is called dioxygen. So first preparation method in laboratory. In laboratory, KMnO4 potassium permanganate heat. Okay, so convert into the potassium magnet K2MnO4 and then remaining is MnO2 and then oxygen gas. So in the laboratory, potassium permanganate convert into the potassium magnet, manganese dioxide and oxygen. So oxygen rich compound. Okay, then KNO3 potassium nitrate heat. So potassium nitrate and then oxygen gas are formed. So oxygen gas easily prepared by the chlorate, nitrates and permanganates. Another method is by thermal decomposition of the oxide of the metals low in the electrochemical series and then higher oxides of the some metal are formed. Here you see Ag2O, silver oxide, it is a solid way, and when convert into the oxidized, so a silver and then oxygen gas evolve. Okay, mercury oxide, it is also liquid mercury form and oxygen gas release. So thermal decomposition of the oxygen Pb3O4, so convert into the PbO and oxygen. So only for 2 you learn, only for 2NE method. Okay, clear? 2NE reaction. Then third is by decomposition of the hydrogen peroxide into water. okay, by using the catalyst like finely divided metals and manganese dioxide MnO2. So hydrogen peroxide decomposition H2O2 convert into the H2O liquid and then O2 gas, and it can be prepared from water or air on large scale. Okay, and then electrolysis of the water leads to the release of the hydrogen at the cathode and then oxygen at anode. So this is the electrolysis method. Okay, so electrolysis method, hydrogen peroxide decompose into water and then oxygen. So using catalyst manganese dioxide, and it is prepared from water or air on large scale. Okay, and electrolysis of the water leads to the release of the hydrogen at cathode and oxygen at anode. Clear? And industrial dioxygen is obtained by the liquefaction of the air first. Then after first remove carbon dioxide and water vapor. Then remaining gases are liquefied. After fractional distillation, then we have to get dinitrogen and dioxygen. So first we have to use liquefaction method, and then we have to use after fractional distillation method. Okay. Then properties. What is the properties of the dioxygen? See, dioxygen is colorless. Okay. Then odorless gas, and which is liquefies at 90 Kelvin and freezes at 55 Kelvin. Property says it is colorless, odorless gas, and which is liquefies at 90 Kelvin and freezes at 55 Kelvin, and generally neutral towards litmus. Colorless, odorless, liquefies at 90 Kelvin and freezes at 55 Kelvin, and generally neutral towards litmus. Then second, molecular oxygen O2 is paramagnetic due to the presence of the two unpaired electron. So two unpaired electrons are present, so it is a paramagnetic. Third is oxygen atom has 3 isotopes, 16, 17 and 18. So 3 isotopes. Then fourth, dioxygen directly react with the nearly all metals and non-metals, only for exception aurum, gold and platinum and subnoble gases. Okay, and whenever react, so other elements, so it is a strongly exothermic, that means energy release. So it helps in sustaining the reaction. Okay, and to initiate the reaction, some external heating is required as bond dissociation enthalpy of oxygen-oxygen double bond is high. So for the breaking the bond, oxygen-oxygen double bond, we required energy 493.4 kilojoule per mole. Okay, so first, second, third and fourth, these 4 points of the properties of the oxygen. See, reaction. If oxygen, dioxygen react with the metal, non-metal and other compound, so it is form oxide. Right? React with the calcium, so calcium oxide are formed. React with the aluminium, so aluminium oxide are formed. React with the phosphorus, so phosphorus oxide form. React with the zinc sulfide, so zinc oxide form. React with the methane, so carbon dioxide form. So all oxide are formed when react with the metal, non-metals and other compounds. Then some compounds are catalytic oxidized, like sulfur dioxide and oxygen reacts in the presence of the vanadium pentaoxide. So it is again oxidized. So sulfur trioxide are formed. And if HCl react with the oxygen in the presence of the CuCl2, so convert into the chlorine and then H2O. So oxygen easily oxidized to the other. Okay. Then uses. First one is in oxyacetylene welding, in manufacture of the different metal, mainly steel products. Okay, it is used in the oxyacetylene welding, manufacture of the different metals, mainly steel products. Then oxygen cylinders in hospitals, high altitude flying, and in mountaineering, in air breathing. Okay, and then in combustion of the fuels, hydrogens in liquid, oxygen, and provides tremendous thrust for the launch of the rocket. Whenever we have to launch of the rocket, so required the hydrogens, okay, and liquid oxygen. So it is provide the tremendous thrust, that is means it is a box like in which only for a liquid oxygen filling. Okay, so it is used for the launch of the rocket. So combustion of the fuels. So there are mainly three important use of the oxygen. First in oxyacetylene welding, manufacture of the different metals products, then oxygen cylinders in hospital, a high altitude flying and mountain ring to aid breathing, and then in combustion of the fuels. So these are mainly 3 uses of the oxygen. Clear? Next topic I will be explained in the next video. Thank you so much.